Hi again folks, how are you all doing? This is a Bachmann Class 166 DMU in Network Southeast livery, and it was sent to me by a chap called John. He told me he bought this off eBay, but it hardly moves. He's relatively new to the hobby and didn't fancy opening this up, so he's asked if I'd have a look. Let's turn on the power. Well, there's life there, but it's like the motor is sort of spinning and the model's struggling to move. It's pulling about 500 milliamps on the meter. Also, the polarity is wrong, so I suspect someone's been in there having a good jiggery faff around. Obviously, this can't go into the shed, but we'll transport it off to the bench and have a look. Okay then, a Bachmann 166. Haven't worked on one of these before. I'd imagine it'll be pretty much the same as my 170 though. The two dummy cars look absolutely fine. The wheels are nice and clean. I don't think we need to worry about those. I did notice that the lights were working okay, so we'll put them to the side and we shall see what's going on with this. So like my 170, there's a screw at each end on the underside. Undo that. Although on my 170 the screws are stripped, but the body clips on okay. Right, so remove those, and I'm pretty sure this will be clipped. Yes, it is. We'll get some cocktail sticks, and this should now come out. Nice and easy. Just kind of make a note which way around it was. It's pretty symmetrical actually. Don't think it's really going to matter. So we've got the usual centrally mounted motor, two big flywheels, two drive shafts. Just turn this motor by hand, do the wheels move? Yes, they do. So what's the problem with it? Squeak. Right, we'll get it on the test track. I've had a couple of comments recently from people asking why I don't use a rolling road. I'm actually tempted to buy one to demonstrate why I don't bother with one. I'm not saying they don't have their uses, they do, and certainly if you're a DC person, it'd be very useful, but for what I do, I don't see the point, but it's kind of hard to explain without actually demonstrating it, so I'll maybe get one. I mean, there are times where it would be quite useful, and this may actually be one of them, where I just want to see what's going on with this when it's running. Yeah, so the polarity is wrong. Yeah, it sounds like this is the problem. I suspect one of the drive cups is cracked and it's slipping. Because the motor's spinning okay and the drive shafts are spinning, so the problem's with the gears, and I suspect the drive cups just aren't doing what they should. So we need to get these bogies out and see what's up with them. To correct the polarity, we'll need to swap these wires over. Actually, this one looks very dodgy. So you can see there's a break in this black wire, but we'll need to swap the black wire over with the red wire to correct the polarity. I'm not entirely convinced that's the original motor actually. It doesn't seem to fit the mount very well. That's why it's been glued in. Yeah, I think this has maybe had a failed motor and someone's not been able to get the correct motor and put that one in, which will be fine, but need to correct the polarity. I'll need to have a look online, get a look at the service sheet for this, if there is one, and just see if that's the case, or if that is a bit of a bodge by Bachmann. but looking at the way that motor's mounted in this mount, it doesn't look right to me. However, I don't think that's the reason this isn't running. Let's undo that. And that will then come out. That drive shaft out. Yeah, see, there's the cup come out. Is it split? Yep. You can maybe just see there that's split. So that's not gripping onto the worm gear correctly. It's just going to spin. Okay, and I'd imagine the one at the other end will be the same. I'll need to go online and see if replacements are available for these. If not, it'll probably glue up okay. We'll clean it up and glue it, and I think it'll be all right. But we'll see if we can get replacements. So I had a look online. You can't get replacement cups. You can get replacement bogies, or just the inner part of the bogie, which is everything apart from the bogie chassis and the wheels. So you would get an entire new worm gear gearbox, and it comes with the cups. But they're £10 each, so that'd be 2 of them plus postage. That'd be a £25 cost. I think they'll glue okay. I've done it in the past with these, just cleaned them up and glued them, and they're fine. So I think that's what we'll do. So we'll undo that. That. I want to get that off. So this drive cup, we'll just push on there. I mean, it'll probably be okay like that for a bit, but then it'll start slipping again. You can see it does turn quite easily. So we'll clean it up and we'll glue it. I think it'll be okay. We'll give everything a good scoosh. Clean up some of that excess grease. Maybe give the gearbox a bit of a scoosh out as well. Some of the lubrication's just got a bit sticky. Fluffage in here as well. Get a cocktail stick in and give those pickups a bit of a clean. Okay, we'll let that evaporate off a bit. We'll do the other bogie. No, is this glued on? Oh, well done, Bachmann. So you've got to get underneath this little circuit board to release the bogie, but they've gone and glued it on. I mean, that's just the work of a numpty, that is. Come on, off you come. There you go. I mean, really. I mean, it does kind of just push on, but why not just have a couple little screws? 2 little screws, that's all you needed. But no, we'll have it push on and then glue it. And of course, there's a lack of slack in the wires. Push that back through. Just allow me to get into here. Just check this one, is it split as well? Yep. Remove that. And just as we did before, we'll give everything a clean up. I've seen these drive cups split before and the model still runs absolutely fine, so I'm not really that concerned about them. I think what we've got here is a combination of the drive cups slipping because of the splits, but the lubrication is a bit sticky. So everything's just a bit stiffer than it should be. Let the contact cleaner will loosen all that up, and we'll get some fresh oil in and some fresh silicone grease, and that should sort all that out. So we'll take a bit of strain off the drive cup. Yeah, some really sticky, gunky grease in there. Anyway. Right, I'm going to let the contact cleaner evaporate off. Then we'll get the drive cups glued on and give it some fresh oil, a bit of silicone grease, put it back together. I think that'll be okay. We'll swap the red and black wires over to get it to run in the correct direction. And fingers crossed, we'll be okay. What time is it? Oh, it's lunchtime. We'll go and see what we can have for lunch. Right, well then, lunch had. Let's glue these cups on. So I think what we'll do is use some of this Paisley super glue. And just put a wee spot on the cup there. Take some of the excess off. And then we'll push it onto the worm gear. Spot of glue. Just push it on. Right, we'll give that glue a bit of time to set. Screw that back on. Right, we'll get some fresh oil into the bearings, onto the worm gear and into the gears. Big dollop of silicone grease on the worm gear, and we'll try and get some down into the gearbox as well. Oh, wasn't quite thinking there. I should have put that through the body. Can I get that off without that cup coming off? To get this drive shaft out. There we go. Right, so that wants to go in there. Just go down in there. There we go. That's that in. Let's screw down in there. Seems a bit stiff. It's better. Push that back on. Okay, that's that end done. The same to this end. We can get some fresh grease on the end of that drive shaft. Right, put that up in there. And it goes there. Oop, couplings come apart. And it goes there. Get these wires up and out the road. Right, okay. Right, we'll get some oil in the motor bearings, and apart from the polarity issue, hopefully this will be okay now. Right, we'll swap these wires over. I'm a bit worried the black wire's not long enough and we'll have to splice a bit on. But if we do, we do. Get the red wire off, like so. And we'll get the black wire off. So, let's have a look. So this black wire, you can see it's not in good condition, and it's also too short. So I think we'll splice a bit of wire on so we can reach it over to the other terminal. I mean, well, actually, would it reach? It will just reach. Just a bit concerned about that. Hang on a minute. If we put a piece of insulation around that, that might be okay. Just don't want it causing any kind of short. There we go. So if we do that, just got enough to solder that onto there. There we go. That's the black wire soldered on. And I think the red wire will go there easy enough. There we go. Right, we need a wee bit of tape there. But that should now run in the right direction. There we go. Just clip it in. Like so. Put the screws in, and then we're done. Righto, let's go and give it a run on the lathe. Okay, let's bring this back from the shed and we'll pull it away. So there we go, that's John's Class 166 running okay again. Just a case of split drive cups and dried up lubrication. That's what happens when you don't service these things. I'm not sure if that's the original motor or not, but it seems to work okay. It's very similar to my 170. It's a nice weighty model. Not the quietest though, just like my 170. It can resonate a fair bit of noise from the wheels through the body shells, partly due to the weight and partly because of the friction of the pickups, I think. But still very nice models. I do like my DMUs. Righty ho, I shall get this packed up and sent back to John. Catch you later, folks.